Are you looking for a true vacation from the busyness of life? What if you could take Seaside, Florida, combine it with some quaint front porch farmhouses, and set it on Oklahoma's largest lake? And you may just never want to leave. I know what you are thinking. Vacationing in Oklahoma? Well, after this video, you might just see what I mean. It was real estate developer Grant Humphreys who, after vacationing with his wife in the Seaside area, where The Truman Show was filmed, reached out to world-renowned new urbanist planner Andreas Duani, who, along with his partner, was the designers of Seaside. Grant wanted to bring the same features, amenities, and characters of Seaside to a place where he had fond memories as a kid, growing up on Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma's largest lake. He would name it after his grandfather, and Carlton Landing would be established in 2013. Today, Carlton Landing is both a resort community where people come for a weekend or a week, for destination weddings, a corporate retreat, a water sport paradise, and it's also a township where people live, go to school, go to church. It's an old town way of life, yet with modern technology. It's a place focused on people connection, family values, where neighbors actually talk to each other. A new urbanist walkable community of simplicity, minimalism, and functionality. It's a place to rest, to create, to stimulate the mind, enjoy the nature, the people, a place that feels just right. Where in the summer there are free outdoor movies and concerts under the stars. In this video, we will also show you around the nearby small town of Eufaula. Check out the local restaurants and eateries. Take you to the local state park. We'll jump in a kayak and paddle around Lake Eufaula, go biking on the trails, then hop on a boat for some surfing. We'll take you inside a vacation rental, tour the various designs of the homes, the parks. Gee, I could get used to this. Anyone up for some bocce ball? We'll introduce you to a realtor who will explain more about vacationing or living here. So join us as we explore an area that is life-giving, where you can focus on what matters most. It's time to gear it up.
I'm ready.
A true retreat from the stress-filled life. Carlton Landing, Seaside in Oklahoma. It's morning as the sun rises over Lake Eufaula. From this part of the shoreline, you don't get a sunset over the water. However, you do get a gorgeous sunrise. There are other parts of Lake Eufaula that have a sunset. Carlton Landing, now in its 9th year, still very young, and really what you see is only a little over 10% of what the community and recreation areas will be developed into. There are 3 types of people that you will see in this town, and you are watching because you probably fit in one of these categories. First, the person on a weekend or week-long vacation, and that is what we will cover first. Second are the people who live here seasonally. This is their second home, usually for the summer. Third are the full-time residents, which we will be addressing in the latter half of this video. One of the things that makes Carlton Landing ideal is its location. 90 minutes south of Tulsa, 2 hours east of Oklahoma City, 2.5 to 3.5 hours north of Dallas-Fort Worth and its suburbs, and just an hour from Fort Smith, Arkansas. So easy to fly into without too much of a drive. You are far enough away from the cities to be truly in nature and away from the craziness. Yet when you need the goods and services of the bigger city, not too long of a drive. It is 30 minutes south of Interstate 40 via U.S. Highway 69. You'll cross over the massive Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma's largest lake, with 600 miles of shoreline. Makes it a perfect setting for swimming, also boating, fishing, and waterfront camping. Off of Highway 69, just 20 minutes from Carlton Landing, is Lake Eufaula State Park, where there's RV and tent camping, an 18-hole golf course, playgrounds, kids' fishing pond, hiking trails, nature trails, and an indoor and outdoor fishing dock. Next to the state park is Eufaula Municipal Airport. Also on your way into Carlton Landing You may want to stop for a popular breakfast spot at I Smell Bacon, located in the nearby town of Eufaula. They also have lunch and dinner as well. The town of Eufaula is a short 15 minutes from Carlton Landing. Has a variety of sporting and leisure events with eateries, shops, boutiques in a vintage small town America setting. We'll come back to Eufaula later to show more of the restaurants, but let's take you inside of Carlton Landing. We cross over the Canadian River, which feeds into Lake Eufaula, now entering Pittsburgh County. The entrance is just off of Route 9A. The tower structure similar to Seaside, Florida. It's a scenic 2-mile drive through a forested area before you arrive at the town. The first thing you see are these Adirondack chairs on a hill overlooking the lake, as if to say come, relax, and enjoy the view. There's the town right over there. Let's talk about lodging for your vacation here. We are staying at a vacation rental called the Pink House, a nice front porch, as the houses and rentals here all have. A fully stocked kitchen, nice living room, upstairs bunk beds for kids. There are many vacation rentals you can stay at here, and some that are pet friendly as well. Common areas with picnic tables, barbecue grills.
Many of the homes at Carlton Landing are featured in our vacation rental program, and it's a great way to come experience Carlton Landing no matter where you're from and enjoy our community. Bring your family, enjoy our parks and pools and beautiful Lake Eufaula as you stay here at Carlton Landing.
Chris will explain more about the homes and areas later. I'm going to jump in a golf cart and go get coffee. The golf cart is the preferred mode of transportation here. The town is laid out so that you really don't need a car in town. By walking or a golf cart, you can easily access anything within 5 minutes. If you don't have a golf cart, you can rent one at Dr. Dew's Lakeside Motorsports. The meeting house is one of the town's gathering spots. Reminds me a little of Charleston, a cozy rustic courtyard surrounded by trees. In the morning, coffee and pastries, and in the afternoon, craft beer, wine, and luscious food. Tasting the life of simplicity. Even the street that the meeting house is on is called Boulevard. Why have some fancy sounding name? It's one of the main streets of the town, so just call it Boulevard, similar to how they named the streets in historic Charleston. So let's hop back on a bike and take Boulevard all the way to the end, near Pavilion Park, where there's some scenic trails for both hiking or biking. While they are not incredibly long at this point, they are ever expanding. In fact, there's an island across from the sandy beach area that will eventually be filled with biking and hiking trails, and there will be a walkway that will cross over the lake. Just off the trail, a tennis and basketball court, and next to that, another public pool area, the Tower Court Pool. This tower, similar to the Coleman Beach Pavilion in Seaside that you see in the movie The Truman Show. There's also a nice scenic paved trail that runs along the road entering Carlton Landing from the Adirondack chairs at the top of the hill down to the town. It runs for a half a mile. So along with the off-road trails and just the biking around the pedestrian-friendly community, you can get a pretty decent workout in the fresh Oklahoma air. There's another group of Adirondack chairs on the grassy knoll just above the sandy beach. While this beach is not white like Seaside, but unlike Florida, you can swim in this lake. No gators. There's a couple of wooden shacks here where you can rent kayaks and paddleboards for $15 an hour or a lily pad for $25 an hour. A nice way to spend the afternoon exploring nature and getting a little upper body workout too. Afterwards, on weekends, you can cool off with a snow cone at Bud's Frozen Treats, along with these other food trailers here as well. Alright, let's head down to the marina for the motorized boats. You don't have a boat? Well, don't worry. Carlton Landing has a convenient boat club.
So Carlton Landing offers an incredibly unique boat club experience. And if you're a member of our boat club, you get to make an online reservation or through an app, and then you essentially have a boat valet. You have a staff member that will take care of the boat by pulling it out, by ensuring that it's clean, by having a ice chest with water on it, and by setting you and your family up with all the needed goods for the day. So everyone gets a life jacket. If you want inner tubes, skis, things of that nature, it's all here at our boat club and right at your fingertips to take out with you and enjoy for you and your family for the whole day. All kinds of sporting activities go on here, fishing tournaments, boating of recreations of all kinds. You're allowed to have docks here, slips, and keep your boat on the water, which is rare for lakes in our area.
There's also a second marina coming soon.
Our marina currently sits right in here. We're full in at capacity today, so we'll be expanding our marina services back here into the cove and also making it more accessible from the greater Eufaula Lake area and by driving through the Carlton Landing town.
After a day of fun on the water, it's time to hop on the golf cart and head to Mama Tig's for some wood-fired pizza. Looks like I missed the rush hour traffic. Sure beats traveling on the 405. There's a Mama Tig's both in Eufaula and one right here in Carlton Landing. They have a gluten-free or cauliflower crust. I'm trying the bruschetta with chopped tomatoes, garlic, sea salt, fresh basil, and balsamic glaze. A nice outdoor patio area to eat. Next to Mama Tig's Pizza. When the sun goes down, the string lights come up over the festival lawn. During the summer on Friday nights, it's movie night under the stars. And on Saturday nights, live music and special events. Some choose to just enjoy the free entertainment right from their golf cart. Let's show you some other great restaurants just outside of Carlton Landing. The closest eatery, only a 10-minute drive for some highly reviewed home cooking. Try Dauber's Roadhouse. We drive over on the other side of the lake on Highway 9. For some waterside dining right on Lake Eufaula is Captain John's Seafood, a Cajun grill and bar. By the way, it's a nice scenic drive around this side of the lake. Picnic areas on the cove. In the middle of downtown Eufaula on Main Street with a varied menu, delicious food by the Sutherland family. E's Hideaway Restaurant. And the Mama Tig's Wood-Fired Pizza Eufaula location. There's also a large dog store on Main Street. For barbecue, try Hanging 8 with dine-in or drive-through. There's the Nichols Market. As well as groceries, they have a deli to pick up some prepared chicken or ribs. Alright, now let's talk about those who stay at Carlton Landing seasonally as well as the full-time residents. The design of the homes as well as how they are laid out with the common areas are meant to encourage interactions with your neighbors. And I could see that it works.
Oh, did you do a shooting competition or something?
Nice.
As I noticed neighbors talking to each other. Nothing builds a sense of community like a good old game of bocce ball. I have to say, every single person I talked to, whom I asked to film or do something, they were like, sure, so friendly. Another thing that helps to build a community is faith and having a place to gather for worship. Carlton Landing Community Church, a Bible-based church, sits on the banks of Lake Eufaula. Typically, about 25% of its attendance is from visitors, so most likely you will not be the only new person here. A dedicated children's building. Can I make you some tea? Some people choose to have a destination wedding at Carlton Landing. There is a town center being built that will feature a chapel for weddings and events, also a conference and retreat center, and a nature center. It will be located near the Residence Club and Marina area. This is a great environment to raise a family. Across from Pavilion Park is Carlton Landing Academy, where problem solving, perseverance, and building strong character are the foundational principles, something lacking in so many public schools today. a fitness center next to the school, and across the street a community garden where residents share in the work of gardening vegetables and herbs, a chicken coop to harvest fresh eggs, also a public grilling station. So you're thinking, all of this sounds great, but how about the houses? Well, I'm glad you asked. While all the homes have a mixture of an Oklahoma farmhouse with a Seaside, Florida style, they are also unique from each other. Nothing cookie cutter here.
We have some of the greatest builders coming from all over the United States to build here in our community and bring their special techniques to our homes.
Each grouping of homes have a common area, a park with amenities. Take for example Pistache Park on the northern side of town.
This is this half-moon shaped park, all built by scissor-tail homes, all carries this black and white modern architecture here. You can see in front of me is lush grass along with some play toys for small children, and then a fire pit for the community to come hang out as a neighbor and enjoy.
Now, just because Carlton Landing is built around simplicity, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice technology.
The developer made an agreement with Crosstail Communications when he set up the community and brought in fiber optic internet service. So all the homes at Carlton Landing have fiber optic ran directly into the homes. We're all spray foam insulated, and all the homes also have metal roofs here to increase efficiencies.
Firefly Park, one of the larger green space areas, a tree-lined open space that can accommodate a large gathering, pickup football game, or frisbee throwing. Across the street from Firefly Park is Cottage Court, features a fire pit and Adirondack chairs for gatherings or roasting marshmallows. Whereas Firefly Park has a lot of open space, Redbud Park is a U-shaped green space with lots of mature trees, a favorite place for a picnic, or just hang out in a hammock and relax. There's the Burrow, small structural masonry cottages with a fire pit. Also like Seaside, you'll find boardwalks here. There's Upper Boardwalk, that is a paved street with a boardwalk sidewalk. As it continues east of the boardwalk pool, it becomes Lower Boardwalk, a pedestrian walking path with homes on both sides. Then continues on near the festival lawn with pop-up shops at the east end of the boardwalk, where there is a market with vendors on Saturday. There is Park Street, that is the main street of Carlton Landing. And Lower Greenway, where the model is currently at, where you will find Chris and Lindsay with the XP Realty, who will give you a tour of Carlton Landing or info on vacation rentals. For what we have shown you is only a small percentage of what this town and resort destination is growing into.
And today, Carlton Landing starts here at the corner and makes up about this amount that you see here on the map. Future development will continue to grow. As the development continue to grow, home sites, retail, restaurants, and business will all continue to grow, as well as our marina.
In the Truman Show, Truman Burbank was finally able to break out of his fake world. It's so easy to get entangled in all the pressures of life. You, like Truman, can jump off the hamster wheel, actually achieve and live a bigger purpose in an environment where you can truly focus on what's most important. And certainly, Carlton Landing is a great place to do just that. For more information, contact Chris or Lindsay with eXp Realty. They will be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. From Eastern Oklahoma, I wish blessings to you wherever you may be.